So in this tutorial we're going to be making the pattern of the front window using shrink method. So some cars, some European cars or Toyotas requires shrink on the side because the side windows are curved. And today we're going to learn how we're going to make patterns and heat shrink so it's custom molded, custom made, that is installed inside the windows, in the front window. If you don't shrink in the front, you're going to have fingers inside, which is going to cause too much problem for installation. Probably you won't be able to install and you probably will need to do everything again. So let's start. So I got a tint which has covered the entire window. Now the front window is a little bit different. It's sort of a semicircle or a quarter of a circle. It's small over here, it's round, and it's sort of a triangle, right? So the first cut that we're going to make is where the car is facing. So the car is facing over here. So our first cut, step number 1, is going to start cutting from here. Now sometimes this side mirror in some cars would be over here. In that case, if you can't get your knife from top to bottom, you can always go from bottom to top, because the front window, the front of the front window is very narrow and it's easy to get from bottom to top. Okay, let's start. So get 2 clicks out. Start where the first cut is, where the car is facing. So step number 1, where the car is facing at 45-degree angle. Take this out. Once you make the first cut, lift the film up and slide 1/2 centimeter in the front. Don't pull too much. If you pull too much, what's going to happen is it's not going to fit inside the car, because you probably have too much film on the sides and it's not going to fit inside, and you always have fingers, middle finger, that's going to be here and it's not going to go away. So 1/2 centimeter is enough. Your step number 2, second cut, is going to be the opposite side of step number 1. So it's going to be here. 2 clicks out. Start from the top, 1 straight line to the bottom, and take this outside, rip this outside. Now when you do this second cut, we have this excess material over here. So what you want to do is puncture, make sure you don't scratch the color or the door, and take this out so that your film is standing on the top. Now what you want to do is your third cut is going to be on the top. So open the door, hold it from the bottom, lift it up slightly, and roll down the windows 2 inches. That's enough. And close the door. Again, take 3 clicks out, 4 clicks out. Over here, your knife and the glass is your reference, and it's going to go on the glass. So hold this, make sure your film hasn't moved, puncture over here, and 1 straight cut all the way to the end, and rip it outside. Over here, rip it outside. So this is your step number 3, 1 smooth line. Open the door, get this film away from the window, and get the window up, all the way up. Now as you can see, the film has moved. and that's fine because our major cuts are done. What you want to do is pull this up 1 centimeter and always make sure this side and this side are equal. Sometimes if this is lower than this, what's going to happen is you're going to have a massive gap over here. So always make sure your left and your right, it matches and it covers the entire panel. You want to pull 1 centimeter up. Once that is done, that is in place, your final cut is going to be at the bottom. And your final cut is on the film. This is rubber gasket and this is glass, and your knife will be resting on the rubber gasket, not on it. So you don't damage the rubber gasket. It's going to be like that. So make a nice crease with your fingers and with your knife, nice and smooth line. And remove this excess material. As you can see, there's fingers over here, there's finger over here, and so that we need to shrink. So the window is telling us that there's this window is curved and we need to shrink it before we install it. Otherwise this is going to cause us trouble inside while installing. So to do that, we need to use our hard card. Lift this film up a little bit. You want to leave 2 fingers gap. Two fingers gap, so that we don't damage the rubber or the customer's car. Is away from there, away from this panel as well. Not too much, just a little bit. And we're gonna make N. So lift this film up gently with your light hands. We don't want to crease the film with a hard card, and lock it over here. As you can see, there's a big massive finger over here. What we want to do is reduce this finger and make it 2 if possible. Lock this over here, lock this on the top. So now we have 1, 2 and 3 fingers that we need to shrink before we start installing. So we're going to use the heat gun again. Make sure it's really hot. And we're going to start shrinking. As you can see, the film is changing the shape. The fingers is changing the shape. It's all hot and molded. So as you can see, our film is flat now, and we have heat shrink it, heat molded it, and the film has taken the shape of this glass. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to remove these edges, sort these edges out, and then install it. To do that, take this film out, place it on the glass. Now use a ruler. But if you don't have a ruler, you can always use your foot. This is your reference. Make sure the line is straight over here. So always go top first, 2 clicks out. And then this. Now as you can see, there's a pointy edge on the top. what we want to do is we want to curve that as well. So that's curve. We're going to sort this out as well. So this is your reference. Turn the film around. There's your foot again. Make a straight line. And curve here. So the same thing on this side. Straight line. So you can use a ruler and curve here. So now our film has taken pattern. It's become a good pattern, beautiful pattern, ready for installation.